restaurant has taken up in residence in the historic Manhattan Casino in St. Petersburg.
That's right. Callaloo is not only a fun thing to say, but also a southern restaurant with a Caribbean fusion influences. And here with a preview are Chef Gary Moran and former NFL star Vincent Jackson, who's now turned his talents to the restaurant field. And I am feeling really short today, but really excited that both of you are here. Oh, you too.
Welcome, gentlemen. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We're excited. You know what I mean? We just officially opened our doors with the grand opening about 2 weeks ago. It's been a process, you know, a little over a year
as
getting
they always are.
This beautiful historic building, bringing it back to life here in beautiful South St. Pete. And we couldn't be more excited to team up with, you know, Chef Gary Moran and the rest of our team to really provide a great product and service down
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about. Restaurant business is not new for you. Food not new for you.
No.
But what was it about this concept and everything that drew you in and said, you know what, St. Pete needs this?
You know, it's really the history and all the culture that goes with this building. You know what I mean?
So did you find the building first and then adapt?
It began with the search with development and really reviving and seeing some engagement back in this area and bringing it back to life. And a big piece of that is going to be, you know, some services. And I think hospitality is huge. I think that there's a big passion in this town for food and beverage. And, you know, I got a couple other locations looking around the St. Pete and Tampa area. But when this opportunity came across our table, we knew we had to jump on it. And we assembled an awesome team. And it's been a really, really fun ride so far.
Assuming you're talking about this
awesome
man
gentlemen.
Star right here.
And can't help but notice we've got things going. What are you making for us? What kind of dishes?
So I wanted to show you something that is sort of unique to Florida today. Grouper cheeks. Grouper cheeks are something you don't see. Yeah, cheeks.
Okay.
So it's the actual muscle inside the cheekbone of the grouper fish. It's something you don't see outside of Florida too often, just because, you know, it's a pretty uncommon thing. And they're just really wonderful. They're highly prized. They're a delicacy, and they're really delicious, and they're easy to work with. So I thought this would be something that would be fun to show you.
Let's get you cooking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's put you to work.
All right. So what I'm doing here,
I'll let you guys get a good view here.
Yeah.
I want to see you.
So what I'm doing here is I'm going to take the grouper cheeks and I'm going to bread them in. This is cornmeal and flour with spices, equal parts cornmeal and flour with just a little bit of paprika and cumin and cayenne, just a touch of cayenne for a little bit of heat. And so I just bread those, and then they go right into the...
Make sure this guy over here can see it too. There we go.
Absolutely. And they go right into a hot pan, and we start sauteing those. And these cook pretty quickly because they're such thin pieces of meat. So while that's going on, I have a pan here with maduros, with plantains cooking, frying, and I'm going to make spicy maduros. And I love the contrast between hot and sweet. It's something that
a lot of people do. I think that's going to be a hit on the menu.
Definitely. So we have a little bit of garlic, we have a little bit of jalapeno, some raw shallot, and just let that saute. So that the garlic and the jalapeno really complement the sweet earthiness of the plantains. And then last but not least, I'm doing salt and pepper green beans. And salt and pepper is a technique which is from the Asian tradition, from the Chinese tradition.
I thought I was doing that at home every night, but I think you're going to take a step further for me.
Oh, absolutely. And once again, it's about the interplay between fresh and vegetal and sweet and earthy.
Vegetal, that's a new word for me too. Well, I like it.
Exactly. I love the flavor of fresh raw vegetables. So what I'll do is I'll saute those green beans until they start to, they're still crisp, there's just a little bit of a snap, and then I'll fold in all of these ingredients. So we have fried shallot, raw shallot, fried garlic, diced raw seeded jalapeno, just a touch of crushed red pepper, and raw cilantro. And so what it ends up making is sort of almost like a fried salad. Because it's different textures, different flavors, and at the very end I squeeze in fresh lime juice.
Well, we have less than a minute left.
Together.
I want to get in. What is the name? Explain what the name is. I feel like we need to.
Well, instead of just being fun to say.
As you mentioned, first of all, it's fun to say, and that was one of the big things for us. But also, a callaloo it comes from the Caribbean, and a callaloo is a type of leafy green, but it's a different mixture of greens on the different islands. And we really love that notion of something that's always the same but always different. And it's a way to reference the Caribbean influence in what we're doing, and to reference the history of the building that we're in,
okay, cool.
and to pay homage to that legacy.
And I want to make sure we get this, that there's music all the time, correct? That's a big part of it.
It is. We have, again, a beautiful event space upstairs in the Manhattan Casino. We have our People's Cafe, which is a to-go lunch counter. But honestly, at Callaloo, you got a full-service brunch on Sundays. We have a jazz brunch, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Every Saturday night, working right now with Sean Brown Band. He's a local star, you know, putting together our entertainment. It's a lot going on in this building, and we're excited to present it.
How much do you have a hand in what goes on the menu?
Trust me,
the food
all of the tasting, I'm showing up for every tasting. I promise that. I am a foodie.
Thank you.
Again, yeah, we'll have to head out there soon. We'll make sure and put the info on our screen. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Come back and visit us soon, okay?
And coming up next, Dr. Jen's back and tackling a problem that may be second nature for some toddlers and a struggle for others. We're talking eating, tips and tricks for parents to make mealtime a fun time for the entire family.